So Guerin Emig joins us now on the Little Caesars Hot and Ready hotline with the Tulsa World, our OU Insider, here on 107.7 The Franchise. How much of a sign, Guerin, and thank you for joining us, was it that Buddy Hield was staying in Norman long ago when Frank Booker decided he was transferring? Why didn't we just think this was going to happen from the get-go?
Oh, you thought maybe Booker that was a clue that Booker was heading out, meant that he knew that Buddy was sticking around?
Yeah, I mean, did you not feel that?
Not necessarily. I really think that Hield wanted to leave. I think that he had in his mind that he was NBA ready and was hoping to see something from the advisory committee that sort of, fortified his belief in his faith, and it just never happened. I really, I thought he made the point again, even at the press conference on Friday, that as well as Lon Kruger, that this was his. This was his intention, and he kind of fought it when the feedback wasn't what he thought it was going to be, and then eventually accepted it. I'm not sure it was. I don't know if I think when Booker announced he was leaving, Hield still thought he was going.
I believe that. I believe that. It did feel like. Did it not feel to you like Hield was there was a slight disappointment?
Yeah, no, there was. That's the thing. I mean, and that's why I think that Kruger went out of his way Friday to give him credit for being mature enough to sort of realize that even if he wanted to go, it just wasn't, to help his situation and to guarantee or maybe at least push toward more of a guarantee, a first-round situation, a guaranteed contract, he needed to come back. And I think that's why Kruger, again, didn't just say we're glad to have him back, but let's give him credit for realizing that he needed to put his dream off a year.
Guerin Emig with us, Tulsa World, our OU insider. He joins us in Little Caesars Hot and Ready hotline. A lot of people say, and you may be one of them, Guerin, and I'm leaning this way too, that OU is a preseason top 10 team now, unless something catastrophic happens. But I never hear anything about the Big 12. What about in the Big 12? How easy is it for you to believe in any team not named Kansas to win the regular season title?
Well, it's really hard after what happened a year ago because I don't think that Kansas team should have won the Big 12. That was for Bill Self standards, that was a subpar squad. I mean, they were exposed by Wichita State in the second round of the tournament and at times during the course of the Big 12 season. And I think that coaches like Kruger and Fred Hoiberg at Iowa State really lamented a lost opportunity a year ago, and I still think that opportunity will be there. Iowa State, I saw someone, I think it was Rob Doster of NBCSports.com, updated his preseason top 25 based on all of the underclassmen decisions. Just this morning, Iowa State's number 2 in the country, behind North Carolina.
Oh, wow, I got to look that up.
Yep, they've got it all coming back except for Dustin Hogue and Bryce Dejon Jones, who didn't play as big a role as I think some anticipated. They're loaded. Kansas, I think, was 5. Baylor was 10, and then the Sooners were 13. So it's going to be another minefield in the conference. But Buddy Hield's return gives the Sooners a pretty good chance to navigate that minefield next winter.
Hey, I want to ask you, and by the way, Guerin Emig from the Tulsa World with us here on 107.7 The Franchise. I want to ask you, Guerin, about covering OU basketball because a lot is made during football season, especially spring football that we just had. We don't get to see practice. We don't really know what's going on. The spring game is, watered down. Just from a media standpoint, how is it different in dealing with the basketball program and the football program? And how
it's got to be eons different.
Yeah, and how is it different dealing with Lon Kruger and his coaching staff compared to Stoops and his coaching staff?
Oh, I am. Good question. I am interested in it. Hold nothing back, Emig.
Well, it's about as different as anyone can imagine. Covering Lon Kruger it's like you're covering a throwback program because no coach opens his practice anymore, and that goes for football and basketball. He's probably basketball's version of Mike Riley, the one guy in football who trusts that if the beat writers are more informed, then they'll do a better job covering the program. He got that reputation out at Oregon State for years and years. Now he's in Nebraska, and I hear the Husker beat writers think they think it's Christmas every day up in Lincoln. It's sort of like that when you cover Kruger, in that he opens practice, but it's not just that. He's very accommodating with the beat guys. He trusts us that, again, if we know more, we'll be able to write better stories. There are certain things that we can't go on the record about. I think that's understood, but it didn't take long for him to sort of earn our trust and vice versa. So he
goes off the record far more than Stoops ever would.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, and I think that I think some of it's attributed to the difference between football and basketball. But I mean, they just approached, the two of them, Kruger and Stoops, approached their jobs differently. They have some completely different personalities, and one of them makes it difficult to do your job as a beat writer, and the other one makes it as easy as possible. So I wish Stoops was more open, but that's never going to happen, and that's just the reality of it. So it's it's not like I grind my teeth over it every day. It's just nice to shift to Kruger in every December and January.
What a novel concept to watch practice.
Guerin
Emig,
stop teasing Todd. Guerin Emig with us on the Little Caesars Hot and Ready Hotline. What a novelty. Listen to you on the Little Caesars Hot and Ready Hotline. Let me switch to football. We've been hearing a lot about D.D. Westbrook bringing a boost to the wide receiver core for the Sooners. What about John Humphrey?
Yeah, he's a guy that they're looking forward to helping him next fall. He's sort of a jittery, 4.5 guy who ran track in high school, who just has to sort of get comfortable in college and grow. He was only 160 pounds when he came into the program, and you're going to get killed trying to play Big 12 football at 160 pounds. So he says, I think he tweeted this out recently. He says he's gained 20 pounds since arriving pre-spring semester, and so he's on the right track as far as reshaping his body. I don't know. I don't know that we saw a whole lot of him in the red-white game. He did get behind the defense once and caught a 45-yard pass, but he's a guy that I think that you can't have enough receivers in Lincoln Riley's offense, right? So they need about 5 or 6 different guys to help Sterling Shepard. Westbrook is going to be one of them. We know that. I think everyone senses that Jeffrey Mead is going to be another after how well he played in the red-white game. Mm-hmm. But Humphrey's a kid who, if again he keeps his weight on and gets comfortable in the offense, Humphrey's a kid that's also, I think, going to show up a little bit next fall.
Guerin Emig with us, our OU Insider. Just to kind of stick on that kind of receiver path, we've been getting teased the last couple of years with the notion that there will be an enormous tight end presence in an OU air attack, and we get let down. Now, how much have the changes to this offensive system and this team as a whole lead you to believe that maybe we'll see a receiving boost this time from the tight end position?
Well, they're called they're going to be called inside receivers. They won't so much be on the line of scrimmage all the time, but they'll be somewhere between the slot and the line of scrimmage. And I think the guy that everyone's going to land on is Mark Andrews. I think all of your OU guys have mentioned him several times as coming out of spring ball, and he looked the part in the red-white game. Again, I wish, getting back to the question about media access, I wish that I could give you a better indication of just how important Andrews was going to be to that offense by watching a few practices. But since we don't have that luxury, all we have is the scrimmage, the open scrimmage, the red-white game, and he looked to be a very big part of things. And so, whether you call Andrews an inside receiver or a tight end, he's going to look a little bit more like Trent Smith used to look back in the early days of the Stoops regime, in this kind of offense. I don't think he's the freak that Jermaine Gresham was. I don't think there is going to be another one like him to come around. But if you can sort of find if the continuum is Trent Smith and Jermaine Gresham, I think Andrews is somewhere in between, and that would, I think, help. That would help whoever's quarterbacking for the season opener, and again, I think that would help Lincoln Riley feel better that he can run his offense. You've got to have enough receivers to catch these passes, and I think Andrews is another pair of hands that's going to help.
Tim Ford, did I hear a dog?
I've got a couple of them, and they just saw. I think the mailman's a little early this morning. So
Wow.
I apologize for the on
No.
behalf
Well,
of
we
the
just-
hound dogs and the Emig household.
No, this is how it works. This is how it works here. When your dogs make an appearance, then we acknowledge the dogs. So, what are your dogs' names?
What kind of dogs are they?
Yes,
too?
that's right. We're dog lovers here on the Zach and Todd Show.
We have Lizzie, the 12-year-old Basset Hound.
Oh, 12 years old. How about that?
We're taking good care of her. The arthritis is just about to set in, so we're helping her out. And then we have Callie, the 5-year-old Greyhound. So you take him for walks. It's a little odd seeing the Greyhound that runs 40 miles an hour and the Basset Hound that just wants to try to get down the street. So.
Guerin, maybe Lizzie, the 12-year-old Basset Hound, can play with Julius, my 11-year-old Basset Hound.
Yeah.
How about that?
You're tugging at Todd's heartstrings.
That's right. I have a 5-year-old Basset as well. So yeah,
very cool.
Both hound lovers.
All right. Well, tell Lizzie and Callie hello for us, and we'll talk to you soon.
We'll as we start to move forward in this process, I'll tell them there are certain times of day they simply cannot make that kind of noise.
We welcome
I
it.
apologize.
No, absolutely not.
True story.
Seriously, he thinks we're calling him unprofessional.
Yeah,
we're
we
not.
love it.
No, we actually enjoy that stuff.
And true story, too, Guerin. You'll love this. I got Julius, the 11-year-old Basset Hound, from Nate Hibble as a gift.
Not an 11-year-old Basset Hound.
I didn't get him as an 11-year-old. I got him as a puppy. But Nate Hibble had Basset Hounds, and he gave me one of the puppies as a gift.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nate Hibble also.
Right, now we've kind of jumped the shark.
It's 5 degrees to Nate Hibble.
Yeah.
I knew there was a reason I enjoyed covering Nate Hibble, besides the fact that he could throw
There
past
you
every
go.
now and then. Yeah,
I think we've kind of jumped the shark on dog.
It
talk.
all comes back to OU football. Welcome to Oklahoma City.
See you later,
That's exactly
Guerin.
right. Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
See you guys.
All right, man. Guerin Emig.